Hey everybody, Mr. Byrne, Mr. Noah's class. Let me move this out of the way so you can see me. All right, what we're going to be doing is, actually we don't need that right now. We're going to be going over the worksheets. We're going to be going over the worksheets. Hold on, let me adjust something here. I want to see. There we go. Okay, so we're going to be going over... Oh, I forgot the worksheets. Hold on one second. I got to go get them. All right, so we're going to be going over these, and we could take a look at them. I'll post this link up so we could see if anybody has any questions, if anybody's stuck on something. We'll go over a few questions. A couple of people emailed already and messaged and said, let's talk about that one, so we could talk about that one right now. So let's take a look at the documents here. Here's the first one. Okay, and... tell if you're online, if you need to send a message or something like that, just send a chat, send a message, say something in chat on if you're stuck on one of these. Okay, the first thing I come across, excuse me, first thing I come across, we come across a table. So right away I'm going to fill that one in. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Okay, we're starting with the first one, the Cadillac DeVille. And start with the Integra. So right away I'm putting that number in there. This is the starting, what do we call this? The starting part. This is the Y-Intercept. You see that? Because they got a 0 there. If you have a 0 there, you got your Y-Intercept. Now let's look at the rate of change. Okay, this is depreciating $3,548 per year. Okay, so I get my calculator out. And I just start depreciating it. I got 2, and I'm going to subtract off. I'm going to depreciate that 3,548. All right, so there's my next number, 22,892. It's easy just to fill out the table first. Now watch this little trick you could do. If you just keep subtracting the previous answer, 3,548, then you could just keep hitting enter. Watch. You could just keep hitting enter, and then you could keep filling in your chart. You don't have to keep retyping it. 1, 2, 2, 4, 8, and one more enter, 8700. And we'll do the same thing for the other one. Okay, we got 1, 8, 2, 4, 3, and I'm going to minus, okay, that depreciation, which is 1333. So there's where they get that number from. I'll do it again just to fill out the table. 15577. Keep doing it. 14244. Keep doing it. You see? 12911. And we got one more. 11578. Okay? So, see if you could look through that table. Now, what's the thing I want to notice about the table? Okay? On the table, okay, look which one's bigger. This one's bigger, 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 but then all of a sudden right here, this is the bigger one and this is the bigger one. Okay, so somewhere right there things change. Visually, if you want to look at the graphs of those, visually that's where they cross. Okay, so let's answer the questions. From the table above, estimate approximately when the values of both cars are the same. Well, approximately somewhere, sometime in the third year. Sometime in that year, the values have to be the same because in between 0 year and 1 year, the DeVille's bigger, DeVille's bigger, DeVille's bigger, but then all of a sudden at year 4, the Integra is bigger. So sometime in that year, they had to have changed. Okay, write an equation in function notation. All right, so notice the DeVille is d of t. Okay, so we're going to say d of t for the DeVille is, what's the slope? Okay, y in slope. The DeVille slope is losing, depreciating is minus. Don't forget that minus part. 3, 5, 4, 8. And we're using t. And then, like we said, the y-intercept already. The y-intercept is 2, 6, 4, 4, 0. And then we'll do the same thing for the integra, I of t, since they said in function notation, I of t, we got minus 1333t, and then the y-intercept 1, 8, 2, 4, 3. There's function notation. Okay? Like I said, if you're stuck on something, you can always pause. Okay, you could send a message on Schoology saying, no, that's part I got stuck on. Can we go over that again? And then I'll be online again on Thursday to go over it. Right now, I'm just going over and just working through the worksheet together with you. Solve the system using substitution. Round your answers. All right, remember substitution. First of all, we're not using D and I for substitution. If we're doing substitution, we'll just call that we'll call that a T, so let's call that the Y. Y equals negative 3, 5, 4, 8t plus 2, 6, 4, 4, 0. And y equals negative 1, 3, 3. Notice I didn't even call that a different letter. There's only two letters, t's and y's. Okay, and substitution means I'm going to take this y and plug it in for that y. So it'll kind of look like these equations are set equal to each other. So I got 1, 8, 2, 4, 3. Minus 1, 3, 3, 3t is equal to negative 3, 5, 4, 8t plus 2, 6, 4, 4, 0. There's my substitution. And it kind of makes it look like one equation is equal to each other, and I just did substitution right there. Okay, now it's pretty easy. You got to say, what side do you want the t on? Okay, I'm going to put the t on that side. So I'm going to add, let's just change colors here. I'm going to add this to this side. I'm going to add that to that side. And then I'm going to move this over to the other side. Let's do one thing at a time. 1, 8, 2, 4, 3. And I get my calculator out, because always you don't try to wing it. Negative 1, 3, 3, 3 plus 3, 4. That gets me positive 2, 2, 1, 5t 2, 6, 4, 4. You see that? And then we'll move that over. 1, 8, 2, 4, 3. And let's see what we wind up with. 2, 2, 1, 5. And 2, 6, 4, 4, 0 minus 2, 4, 3. And we have 8, 1, 9. These are just big numbers, but you just use your calculator on that. And let's finish it off, and let's see if our prediction between the third year and the fourth year, let's see what happens. 2, 2, 1, 5. The exact intersect. 2, 2, 1, 5. There we go. 3.7-ish. 3.7, so somewhere in the third year, right? A little further. Okay, a little bonus. How many months? 0.5 would be 6 months. Wait. You see? So about halfway through the year is 6 months. So more than halfway through the year is when the depreciation, when they change. There's the first one. That was last night's homework. The first part of it. Okay. Let's keep going. All right. Now, take a look at this one. Okay. Graph and solve the system of equations here. And take a look on this one. Look at the two graphs. Like different colors there. You see that? See how the two graphs are the exact same one? When I graph the first one, okay, if I go take the first one, for example, and go solve for y. 2x plus 3y equals 6 minus the 2x. Solving for y here, 3y is equal to negative 2x plus 6 divided by 3. Everybody gets to divide by 3. Y is equal to negative 2/3 x plus 2. All right, let's see what happens there. I don't know why that printed out there. I got y-intercept of 2 right there. Negative 2/3. Oh, that's why I made a mistake. I went the wrong way. Down 2 over 3. Down 2 over 3. Went the wrong way. There's what this green graph looks like. Oh, I didn't bring a ruler. Well, we're going to wing it. Let's just keep plotting points and do the best we can going through those points right there. There's the green one. Okay? Now we're going to change to, say, red. 4x plus 6y equals 12. Same thing. Solve for y. Minus 4x. 6y equals negative 4x plus 12. Divide by 6, divide by 6, divide by 6. Y is equal to negative 2/3 x plus 2. Notice, exact same line. Look at it, same thing. Same thing right there. Okay, so that graph looks like the same thing. So here's my question, what's the solution? Okay, when it's the exact same thing, we say all real numbers. That's what we're looking for. All real numbers. Let's keep going. Okay, how about solve this with graphing again? Same thing. Same thing. Well, look at this one. We could make life easier for ourselves right here. X plus 2y equals 12 minus the x. Same thing. Nothing's changing here, and you guys did pretty good on this. You guys knew how to do this. Divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. Y equals negative 1/2 x plus 6. And then we'll change colors here. Well, let's graph that. Let's graph that while we got the pen out. 6 is up here. Remember, you could always plot and post something in Schoology or right now if you're watching and just ask a question if you're stuck. If you know you're stuck on one of these problems, we'll go through them all. If you know you're stuck, you say something or say, no, I didn't get how you did that. And then I will be able to talk to you. You could always email Mr. Byrne or myself also and say, this one I didn't get what happened up there. Excuse me. So here's this graph. I got the points right there. And now we'll just change colors for the next one. We got 3x plus 6y equals 6. Same idea. We've done this 4 times already, so you should be pretty good with that. You could fast forward to the end and see how you did. Y equals negative 1/2 x plus 1. Notice. The slopes are the same. Okay. Whereas the previous one, everything was the same. So they were the exact same line. Here the slopes are the same. Let me draw that one. Down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2. And you're like, you hopefully are guessing what we're doing here. When I draw that one, these two lines, what's the word we use? I'll pause, see if you could say it yourself. These are parallel. So the answer is no. I'll put it right here, no solution. Look at those two visually of no solution. Remember, on Friday Fun Day, we're going to have a little test Friday. Okay, a couple questions online. They're going to look like stuff like this. All right, let's move on to the next one. We got iPads and minis. Okay, here comes solve a system of equations. So remember what we were talking about in class. What's a subject? Okay, let's do items. Items is the subject. Okay, so we'll call the iPads X items and mini Y items. So we sold X plus Y equals 30. There's my items equation. And then we'll do a money equation. Okay, money equation. Money equation, iPads, the X is $450 for X. $300 for Y, and the money is $11,700. There's our money equation. You got to pick a subject. What do you want the equation out of? They're like sentences. The first sentence is items. The second sentence is money. Okay, now solve by substitution or elimination. Okay, here's where you'd say in the chat which way you want to do it. Do you want to do substitution or do you want to do elimination? Me personally, I like elimination on something like this because it's a quick multiplication. If I take this equation right here and multiply by negative 450 for the X or negative 300 for the Y, it's your call. If I multiply by negative 450 Y, and really the only thing I have to reach my calculator for is what 30 times negative 450 is. It is negative 13500. Okay, now why did I pick that? Because look at the X there go away. And if I picked y's by negative 300, y's go away. Now remember, if I'm going too fast here, I'm trying to get all the problems in, you could always pause the video and try it yourself first. And then go back and look at it. Okay, use your time wisely, especially on ones that you know you're stuck on. So I got negative 150y. And again, I got to use my calculator. And I got negative 1. And so now divide by negative 150 and 12. Y is equal to 12, which makes sense. It better come out nice because we're selling iPads. You can't sell half an iPad. And if y is equal to 12, if the number of minis, okay, this is iPad minis, and then your x has to be 18, which is your just regular iPads. And verify that is a solution. Well, let's plug it into the money equation and see if it all worked out. Okay, so money equation, the iPads cost $450 times 18, and the minis cost $300 times 12. And let's see, was that the money? Yes, it was. There we go. Not too bad. Take a look at that. And let's move on. Let's finish this. Here was yesterday's work. Let's finish yesterday's work. Okay. And now we're talking about a fence. Oh, hold on here. Let's make sure I put these in order. 11, sorry. Let's just finish yesterday's and today's. And then on Thursday, we'll go over Wednesday's and Thursday's work. And then you should be ready for a nice little opportunity on Friday. All right, we got fence. 50 feet of fence available. If the difference between the length and the width is 5. All right. Okay, a rectangle. So let's draw a picture. Here's the region. Okay, this is the length and this is the width. Okay, this is length, this is width. So the perimeter is what they're talking about here. And I know Sarah was saying she wanted to work on this one. So the perimeter is what we're talking about here. And that means L plus W plus L plus W. So 2 L's plus 2 W's, oops, I wrote them backwards, is equal to 50. Okay, it's not area, it's feet, just length. Okay, now we get another equation. The difference, what's difference? Difference is subtract. So the difference, so if I take W minus L, we get 5. The difference between, look at that, there's our second equation. And you want to solve the system by, write a system of equations, good, and solve by elimination. Elimination is opposite. So what would be a good opposite here? Well, I see the negatives already. And so a good opposite would just be multiplied by 2. Because that would make this equation 2W minus 2L is equal to 10. And the top equation, just copy it down, 2W plus 2L is equal to 50. Remember, that's the top equation, and here's the bottom equation. And the reason why I picked 2 is because I saw one positive, one negative already. And so I might as well use the L's, because I don't have to worry about positives and negatives. So I got 4W is equal to 60. Divide by 4. W is 12. Pick any equation you want. I'll pick this bottom one. If W is 12 minus L is equal to 5, be careful here. Minus 12. Minus 12. Negative L. Don't forget that negative is negative 7. So L is equal to 7. Let's see how that looks right there. Now I could have just as easily multiplied this by negative 2 and gotten these eliminated. You would have still gotten the same answer. Verify. Let's verify. Well, let's see what we got. If the perimeter, if this is 7, and this is 12, and this is 7, and this is 12, let's see what happens. Okay. We got 7 plus, oh, wait a minute. Did I do something wrong here? Oh, look at that. Look at that. 60 divided by 4. I didn't use my calculator. Look, there's my mistake. 60 divided by 4. I should always use my calculator. Don't wing it. It's 5. And so that would make this 10. Oh, see? Don't wing it. Let's try that now, because then I verify. That's a good step of verifying it, because 10 plus 15, 10 plus 15 is 25, plus another 10 is 35, plus 15 is 50, and there's my verification. Check. Oh, thank goodness I verified it. Thank goodness that C was there, because I would have gotten the answer wrong. Okay, that's what they mean by verify. Plug it in and see if you get what's the question telling you about. And it checked, and I just made a little math mistake right there, and I caught myself. Let's move on to number 3. All right, we got the price of an item, $4, and has been increasing, going up. The price of B is $2 and has been increasing, going up per year. What are we talking about per year right there? Per year, that's slope. And if this is the price in 2012, this is the Y-intercept. Everybody get that from the problem? So, write an equation of A. So we'll say the price, we'll say, what do we want to use? Let's just say A starts off at slope, y goes mx, and they're using years. Let's use t for years, plus $4 is what it started off there, and B is 3/2 t plus $2. So let's write the equations out. The first one would be y equals 1/2 x plus 4. Y equals 3/2 x plus 2. Okay, so let's see what happens. 4, 1/2. Let me change colors on this one. I'll make this one my green one, just so we could see the difference there. Plus 2, make that the green one. So we got 4, up 1 over 2, wait, 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. You guys know how to do this. You're pretty smart. Down 1, backwards 2. We go backwards since I forgot my ruler. I'll bring it tomorrow. There's my line there. And then we'll do the green one is 2. Up 1, 2, 3 over 2. 1, 2. Oh, look, we see the intersection right there. Up 3 over 2. Down 3, backwards 2. But we saw it already. It intersects right there, right at that point right there. Right there. And that point is, looks like to be 2, 5. 2, 5 is our answer right there. That's where they get the same price. Let's double check. Okay, if it starts at $4 and increases 50 cents, let's verify this. $4 and increases 50 cents per year. So year 2012, this one should be $4. 2013, $4.50. 2014, $5. And let's check the other one. Starts off at $2 and increasing $1.50 every year. Let's put it on this side. $2, $1.50 is $3.50. Another $1.50 is $5. Yes, after 2 years, and the price will be $5. That worked out pretty nice. That was the homework for Monday. Okay, so let's do the homework for today. Okay, let's take a look at the work that we're doing for today. A little different, little change here, some graphs. And like people are pretty good at this, let's do number 7. Okay, we got at 1. Looks like the value is -1. Now at 3, now remember, 1, 2, 3. At 3, it looks like there's 2 times the y value is 3. The first time is at 3, but then don't forget about this part at -1. You know, whereas if the x, there's only one time the x is equal to -1, but at 3, there's 2 times. Be very careful. Be careful. Be careful about that. There's 2 answers right there. Y-intercept, that's pretty easy. 0. Vertex, down here at 1, -1. What's the equation what's the equation? What is the equation of the axis of symmetry? Remember, the axis of symmetry goes through the vertex. I know it's been a while. Axis of symmetry goes right there. X equals, what does x equal? X equals 1. It's been a while here. Be careful. Anybody take a look at that? Remember, also, if you're stuck on something, I'll be available. Mr. Byrne will be available. Message us and say, Mr. No, I got stuck on that part. And then that could be the first we could talk to each other, or that could be the first thing we'll do on Thursday. So if you're watching now, great. If you're watching, watching this video sometime today, you could always message us. All right, the graph of this has an x-intercept. Find the vertex. Now remember, we had a formula. The formula for the vertex, minus b over 2a. Okay, refresh your memory on that formula. A is 1. B, don't forget negative. Don't forget the negative. C is negative. You see that? If so, the vertex is at minus b minus negative 2. Don't forget two negatives right there. 2 times a. So 2 over 2, the vertex is at 1. And if I want to find the y value, f of 1, I plug in 1. Let's see, I got 1 minus 2 minus 35 is negative 36. But I really don't need the y value here. Okay, but there's the vertex. The vertex is 1 comma negative 36. What I need is the symmetry. Now remember what symmetry is. Symmetry right here, the vertex is the middle. 1 is the middle. Okay, so if we know one x-intercept is 7, if one x-intercept is 7 this way, take a look. That distance is 6. So the other x-intercept has to be that same distance. That's what symmetry means. The left side and the right side are the exact same thing. So 6 this way is at negative 5. So the other x-intercept is negative 5. That's a good problem. That's some good thinking to do right there. Okay. So far, so good. How we doing here? Okay, if you're watching on YouTube, great. If you're just listening in, ask some questions if you know you're stuck on something. All right, let's finish this. Why can the graph equation not have more than one y-intercept? Okay, remember, it can cross the x-intercept. See, it's a parabola. So it could cross the x-intercept twice, at most. But y-intercept only one time. It's a function. Okay, then that's the key there, the word function. How we doing? Okay, we're ready to go to number 10. Now remember, if you think I'm moving too fast for this, then pause the video, and you could just, once you pause, then you could work the problem out and then look at the answers. Okay, let's see what we got here. We got a table of input. The change is 10. The change is 6. I should say down 10, down 6, down 2. Okay, so if it's a parabola, then this change has to be, can't go any more down. You see that? So this change has to be up to. Up to. If you go with that, we're at 3. Look at the symmetry there. This change has to be up 6. 9. Oh, look at the symmetry there. This change has to be up 10. 19. Look at that. You see how a parabola, that's the key about what we're talking about here. You see how that symmetry works. Okay, use the pattern. Okay, so how can you tell? Because of the symmetry. We're looking at the symmetry right there. You see, so f of 1 is 9. What produces 3? Again, trick question. There's 2 answers. What produces y is 3. F of 2 is 3, and f of 4 is 3. What's the y-intercept? Y-intercept is when x is equal to 0, so 19. What's the vertex? What's the only point that doesn't have a pair? 3, 1. Okay. Now, what is the equation of the axis of symmetry? As we said before, x equals whatever that number, x value is right there, is the equation. Now, post something in the comments, post something on Schoology if something got confusing right there. Same type of questions as this, just this time we have a table of data. Remember, I'll be on Thursday at 9:30. Okay, so you can always get online and ask questions then also. Let's finish it up. Okay, find the y-intercept. How do you find the y-intercept? X is 0. So take a look. I plug in 0, 0. The y-intercept is 12. Also, we had a little trick. If you cover up the x's, C is the y-intercept. Find the x-intercepts with the quadratic formula. Let me write it out here. Minus b plus or minus, okay, the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So let's see what we got. A is, we made a little, I need a little more room here. Okay, we had a little table in class. A, we found A, B, and C first. A is 1, right? Am I doing it? 1. B is negative 8. C is 12. Okay, so our little table in class, remember we did this. We first find b squared minus 4ac. Okay, so I found negative 8. Don't forget, if you're using your calculator, which you should be, parentheses, negative 8. Oop, I didn't put parentheses. Parenthesis, negative 8, close parenthesis, squared, minus 4, parenthesis 1, close parenthesis, parenthesis 12. Don't forget to use parentheses there if you're using a TI. Okay, whatever it is. Everybody okay with that? Oh, wait. I put plus. Let me change that. A little minus 4ac. Oh, sorry, 16. Be careful. Always check your work. Okay, so now we said we take this minus b plus or minus square root, and this number goes into there. All over 2a. Now we clean it up ourselves. Remember here we went double. So we got 8 plus, what square is 16? You know that one. 4 over 2. And then we got 8 minus 4 over 2. And here's the last thing that could get you in trouble if you use your calculator. Don't forget, on the calculator, this has to be in parentheses if you're using it. Watch. I go parenthesis 8 plus 4, close parenthesis, divided by 2 is 6. If I do 8 minus 4 divided by 2 without putting in parentheses, I'm getting the wrong answer. Okay? You see, if I go parentheses 8, now don't say, oh, look, you got a 6. A different equation. 8 minus 4, close parenthesis, divided by 2. The correct answer is 2. There's our 2 correct answers there. There's the 2 x-intercepts. We'll put them right here. 6, 0, and 2, 0. And therefore, what's in the middle? What's halfway between 6 and 2? 4. So the vertex has to be at 4. Halfway between. And let's plug it in. Use my calculator. Parentheses 4 squared minus 6 parentheses 4 plus 12 and negative 4. There's our vertex. Just plugging it in. And therefore, the axis of symmetry is x equals 4. It's the third time we talked about that. And what point, here's the whole point, what point is symmetric for the y-intercept? Now remember up there we said the y-intercept was 12. And so I look at it. 8 spaces. So on this side, 8 spaces this way is negative 4. So there's the symmetric point. Okay, so what does that all mean? Let's plot some points. What do we got? Okay, we got the y-intercept is 0, 12. Oh, off the graph, so that's not going to help us. 6, 0. 2, 0. Okay, 4, negative 4. Right over there. Let's get a couple more points here. How about at 1? When I plug 1 in here, when I plug 1 into the equation, 1 minus 8, so we're at negative 7, plus 12, we're at 5, 1, 5. And therefore, again, symmetry, here's your symmetry, 1, 2, 3 spaces that way. So 1, 2, 3 spaces that way. And then do the best you can at plotting that graph right there. There we go. Let's finish it off. For what value will there be a 5? All right, me personally, there's 5. There's y equals 5. Notice it's not saying x equals 5. Y equals 5. And what's that value? 1 comma 5 and 7 comma 5. And now, if look at this one. If they get you a graph here, okay, where are these two equations equal to each other? Okay, so let's see what we could do here. Well, that falls way off the graph down there. Okay, so let's start plotting some points here. I can't do the y-intercept of 21 because that's way too high. So let's plug in 1. If I plug in 1, 21 minus 8. You see, it's 13. Nope. I plug in 2. 21 minus 8 times 2. 8 times 2 is 16. 21 minus 16 is 5. 2 comma 5. Okay, still it's coming in. It's coming in. Okay, 3. I plug in 3. Okay, 21 minus 3 comma negative 3. You see how we're doing this? And I just keep plugging points in. Plug in 4. Oh, wait, did I get 3 right? Yeah, 3. Plug in 4. Okay. If I plug in 4, I get, just plotting some points here. 4 times 30, so 4 comma negative 9. So I'm plotting, let me change colors here. Green, I got 1 comma 13 still off. 2 comma 5. 2 comma 5 is right there. 3 comma negative 3 is right there. 4 comma negative 9 is right there. So it looks to me they're going to intersect somewhere around there. You see that? Now, how do I want to mathematically find this, so I want to see where they're equal. See, f of x is x squared minus 8x plus 12. G of x is 21 minus 8x. Where are they equal to each other? Let's see what I could do here. Add 8. Remember, if you got a square, you got to get it on one side. Add 8x. I got x squared plus 12 equals 21. Now that's kind of nice because now I could just go minus 12 minus 12. X squared is equal to 9. Square root. X is equal to 3. So we were right around there. If I drew this graph really nice, right around there. 3 comma negative 3. There's my point of where they're equal to each other. And like I said, I got to draw my graphs a little nicer. Let's finish it off. Last page. Last page right here. We got the nice little chart right here. Oh, T. Notice T is the number of years. So T is 0. Now be careful here. 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years. Number of years past 1980. Don't forget about that part right there. You're going to get that wrong if you do. Don't forget there. What's the explanatory variable? Well, T. Okay. The number of years. That's what I'm going to ask. Hey, how many years since 1980? Number of years since 1980. And the response variable. There's two different responses. Okay. I want to say, hey, if it's 5 years after, what's the response? Is the life expectancy. That's my response. Life expectancy. I say my X, my number of years is X is, 15. What's the life expectancy 15 years after? Okay, find a linear model for the females. Find a linear model for the males. Let's refresh our memory. How did we do that? Okay, remember what we did. We entered this data on our calculator. Okay, so it's under, let's just watch. Okay, under stats. And we want to edit the list. Now, if there's something inside your list, just go up here and hit clear, enter, and then it'll clear your list. Okay, so my list 1 is going to be, we're doing for women, so my list 1 is going to be 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. There's my list 1. My list 2 is 77.4, 78.2, yes, 78.8, 78.9, 79.5, and 80.7. Oops, there's a little glare right there. You see that a little better? Just enter that data. List 3, I'm going to make men in list 3. 70, 71.1, 71.8, 72.5, 74.1, 75.4. Okay? Yeah, so far so good. Are we doing okay here? All right, so then we said, all right, let's do the linear model. So again, let's quit out of that. Remember where the linear model was. Stat, calculate, and we're going down to linear regression. One more time. Stat, hit the stat button, go to calculate, linear regression. My list 1. Now remember, we're doing female, so that's list 2. Okay, and we calculate it. And it says, let's write it out, it had the equation y equals, remember a is the slope, 0.117x plus 77.45. Okay? And then let's do the same thing for males. Stat, calculate. Now watch this though, be careful. Everybody look. List the males we had in list 3. So I got to type on my list 3. Now if you want to type list 3, it's right here in blue. Oops, sorry, I can't see that. Right there in blue under the 3. Alpha or second blue puts list 3 in there. And then we could do the same thing. Males, y equals 0.2097x plus 69.86. All right. Okay, so we want to use the calculator to find the intersection feature. Okay, so I'm going to go to my y equals. Let me clear out all this old stuff. Clear out the stuff, and we got 0.7x plus 77.45. And my 2 is 0.2097x plus 69.84. Now, don't hit graph yet. Remember, we go to window. This is all review. We go to window, and let's look at our window. The x's are between 0 and 25. So I want to change my window between 0 and 25. That's the key that people are going to mess up at. They're not going to see the intersection. The y's, look at the y's. The y's are years, okay, and it's in the 70s and 80s. So I'm going to make my years, let's go with over-exaggerate on the low end and 90 on the high end. I'm going to go from 60 to 90. Now my graphs are going to look kind of nice. There's the first one. There's the second one. And take a look. The intersection is past that. Okay, the intersection didn't intersect yet. Okay, so I'm going to go to my window and make this maybe 150. Let's see that. Nope, I did that wrong. Hold on. I changed the wrong number. This is fine to be 90, but let's change this to 100. There's the first one. Here comes the second one. And I still don't like that. I want to see a better intersection, so I go to window. I'm going to do 150. I want to see a better intersection right there. And there I see it right there. So I go to second calc. I'll say it twice. Intersect is number 5. And all I got to do is just get to the curve, get to where you want to see the intersection, hit enter 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And there's my intersection. What year is life expectancy to be the same? And the years was our x's. So when t is equal to 81, now remember what year is that? We've got to answer the question. T is equal to 81. That's 81 years after 1980. 81 years after 1980 is in the year 2061. That is when the life expectancy will be the same. All right. Okay, that was the 2 worksheets for yesterday and today. again, if you have any questions, if anything bothering you, if you're not sure about what's going on, you send Mr. Byrne, send myself a message, and we'll be happy to help you. Okay? Have a good day, everybody.